So I'm here with Munta Amira in the Aida refugee camp, which is Munta's home. And Munta is a social worker in Palestine in the West Bank. And Munta, you were just released from prison 2 days ago after spending 6 months in prison for non-violent protesting, non-violent resistance. And on behalf of the profession of social work, we are so pleased to have you back. We're so pleased that you can be with your family and your community again, and we'd like to hear something of your experiences. Perhaps you could start with what happened, what led to you being arrested and imprisoned for non-violent protest.
First of all, I want to thank all the social workers all over the world who supported. I would not say not just me as Munder, as a social worker. You know, thanking the people, or all the people who are living here under this pressure of the occupation, and feeling that there are people till now who are supporting justice, supporting the people who are fighting for peace. For us, it was very good sign that yes, the social workers are working for all the people, whatever they are, their religion, their race, they are males, females, Arab, Jewish, Muslim, Christians. So, you know, we felt that the social workers are supporting us, supporting me personally in my very hard experience these last 6 months. Every time I was news from my family that they are following up with your case. They are always asking about you, what happened with you. For me, it was, you know, giving us, hope that the things that I was doing was on the right place and the right way to do. And about why I reached this place, it was because of my non-violent activities that I was doing. The day that I was arrested, it was a non-violent activity supporting Ahd al-Tamimi, the small girl who was arrested from her house. We were trying to raise our voice that the children in Palestine were arrested. A small girl was arrested because she was just, trying to throw out a soldier who was entering inside her house, trying to tell him, go out of my house. So this is the big crime that I did. Uh, for me, I have very long experience with nonviolence activities as a social worker and as a human rights defender, uh, with so many places, trying to defend the people. My main experience was here in the camp. Imagine that they are coming to arrest a child. What could you do? Trying just to tell them he's a child. Yani, you could not arrest him. At the end, you reach a place that yes, we will release him, but we will arrest you, taking you for so many hours, detain you, and trying to to push you to the corner, not even to speak. If even if you saw them arresting a child, that's it. You have to stop. You have to to remain silent and not even to raise your voice against them, to tell them at least be human. Uh, as a human rights defender, as a social worker, I could not uh, shut my mouth. I raise my voice always against these violations, against the human rights, against especially the children. Uh, Imagine stealing a bicycle uh, from the children's here, and trying just to ask them to bring back the child bicycle. You did very big crime. All these things, they through the investigation, they used to ask me about them.
Mm.
So for me, it was very big shock that it was very big thing that I did. Because of that, I have to be in prison for 6 months. So yes, it was a very hard experience. It came in a period that I was very sick. Getting my medicine was, you have to go to the court to have your medicine. You have to, to ask all the people to stand with you to have your medicine. And, you know, especially for me as someone who's, I start being 48 years that you are taking your medicine is very important.
Yeah.
So all these things came in a period that even the cold, imagine yourself in a cell without nothing, waiting, or even in out space, waiting for the investigation at uh, 3 a.m. at the morning, because they want to push you in a place that, yes, I'm doing this and that. So yes, it was very hard experience.
Yes, yes. When you were arrested and imprisoned, it sparked an international awareness of social work and non-violent resistance. And I'm using the term resistance because you're in the context of living under an occupation.
Yeah.
And indeed, social workers have put themselves in many dangers before defending human rights.
Yeah.
And it's been wonderful to see. I agree with you. It's been wonderful to see the profession responding to a colleague, to a situation where there is human rights abuses, and your colleagues from around the world are with you, and with the other social workers that are using non-violence resistance. With the tradition of social work non-violence resistance and protest, there's some understandings which go right back to the founders of our modern profession, like Jane Addams, to use this as a means to build awareness, to build community solidarity of old, young, disabled people, to be able to work together to show their need for their rights and to express their rights in a way which can engage others.
You know, it is not just direct actions against the occupation to do non-violence resistance. You know, like, we are trying to create hope for the people. We don't want them to go to the corner, to have a new cycle of violence. You know, if we left the people here without creating hope for them, they will go for a new cycle of violence. They will, to send them to believe that we can do an armed resistance, by that, but it would be the only way to live in peace. It will be a disaster for us. We will lose more and more people. We will lose children. We will lose their fathers, their mothers. The idea for us as social workers here in Palestine, doing nonviolence activities, it started with raising the awareness. You can go forward to tell them that we can do it all the time. We can do it in a non-violent way. You can live in peace in a non-violent way. You can resist the occupation with a non-violent way. Even they are having all the machines you can imagine. They are sending missiles to Gaza. They killed more than 600 children in Gaza in 2014. Yes, we know that. They are using this aggression against our people. Even in the non-violence demonstrations in Gaza, till now they killed more than 100 people. But I think we have to believe in ourselves at the first step. We have to believe, and my experience was very, very clear example. We have to believe on the human rights defenders all over the world, that they will even be part of the Palestinian protection here. They can protect us. They can raise their voice there, not just here, and tell the occupation to stop this violence against the people. Bringing more solidarity with the people will help them. As social workers, we are doing all these things. Even there is small things like covering the violations against the people. It is part of the things that we are trying to tell the people to do. So I would say here, and after that, even when they came to arrest someone or when they kill someone, you know, the main rule of the social workers in Palestine was to stand with them, to be with them, you know, to support them, to, to continue their life. The answer not to go and kill myself or, you know, to expose myself, the answer would be that we can do it. We have to be here. We have to tell the world about the relation that the occupation doing. We can continue with nonviolence protests. We can go to raise our voice in the streets, and this is what the occupation don't want us to do. And because of that, I was targeted here. Yes, they targeted me, but I would say they did not target just me, but by me they are trying to send a message for the other human rights defenders and the other social workers. You have to be home. You could not raise your voice, because if you raise your voice, it will be the same. And because of that, yani, they thought that خلاص, we would stop. I would say no, we will not stop.
You will not stop.
Even they took me to prison. Even they are trying to, you know, to threaten me always, uh, even before and after. Yani the last thing that I have with you know, the policeman who take off my handcuffs, he is like telling me it have to be the last time. I told him no. I will not, it will not be the last time, because till the occupation ended, yes, it will be the last time. But since the occupation is here, we will continue, and you could not shut our mouths. We will raise our voice, and we will continue struggling against the occupation.
Yes. Yeah. I heard in what you said, the importance of the international community's role in supporting the human rights here,
Yeah.
and human rights defenders everywhere.
Yeah.
What specifically do you think they could be doing to assist in this process?
To have solidarity with the Palestinian people, you know, by many things. The first thing that I would say is very important, supporting the BDS campaigns. You know, it is not
So
for.
just in case anyone doesn't know, boycott, disinvestment and sanction campaign
Yes,
of Israel.
it is not an idea to kill the people of Israel. We are seeking for two-state solution. We want us and them living side by side, having our rights, having Jerusalem as our capital. And I think through the international community, it is the right way. And pushing their governments to have, you know, Yani, through the UN Council, sometimes when we are looking about the decisions of the UN Council, it is great decisions, but at the end we are faced the veto of the US. So having strong people on the ground in strong solidarity movement with the right of the people all over the world will push the governments to stand up always and to say we want the right thing, to go to the right way, to have the rights of the Palestinian people. And this is what happened. Even the last time on the UN Council, our demand was to have international power here on the ground in Palestine, so as to protect the Palestinians. And to, yani, imagine this small, yani, you are bringing people here to stand here and to tell them, yani, be between us. The Israelis refuse, and the US government, you know, put the red card, and that's it. We failed with it. So if we have strong solidarity movement, and we are asking for, you know, to implement the UN resolution. This is our demand.
And I think one thing we know as social workers, and I know that you know, is that change is never given for free.
Yeah.
Change is given. Change is made by people having solidarity, demanding their rights, and we know this throughout the social work history and indeed social history.
Yeah.
My last question to you: what is next for you? I heard you say before that you will not stop. I also know that you've got restrictions placed around you by the Israeli authorities.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
What's next? I will continue as usual, as I usually do. I will continue defending my people. You know, it's part of my personality to be with the people, to help the children, to help the people, and to do activities with in solidarity with our people, in solidarity with Gaza, and educate the people here that we can do it. We don't want to go to violence again. We can do it by non-violence. Even at the court, they put so many restrictions, but uh, I would say there were no court. It was a play, like the intelligence did what they want, and at the end they put even. I could not participate in a demonstration for another 3 years. So for me, I would say I will be have no life without continuing the things that we are doing. I will continue. I will push more social workers to be involved with the things that we are doing, supporting the children, being with the families, with the refugees, empowering them. Uh, and I have this support now more from the people even here. I was afraid that I spent my life with the idea of non-violence, and at the end we failed. I would tell you no way. After the solidarity that I saw from the people here, even on the ground in Palestine, from the political parties, from the organizations here in Palestine, the social workers, uh, from the prisoners themselves, you could not imagine that they believe on us. So since they believe on us, we have, so many things to do. I have so many plans to do. Even they would arrest me again, I will not quit doing all these things that I used to do.
So you clearly, your social work approach of building non-violent resistance in a context where people are under attack, being killed on a regular basis, children being arrested, I know is not easy. We know in
Yeah,
social work that this is not the easy option to advocate for non-violence. Actually, we know it's the hard option.
yeah,
And we want to send you a message from the international social work community of support, thanks. We believe you've dignified the profession in taking this approach, and we will continue to support you and other social workers promoting non-violence resistance. And thank you so much.
you are welcome. Thank you.